Hello, Adam Bazalgette here, founder of Scratch Golf Academy. Today, let's look at the left knee movement in golf's downswing. What are we trying to accomplish with this number one? Do all great players look the same? We'll look at that. We'll give you some parameters I hope will be helpful. 2 pitfalls that trip people up on this towards the end of the video. Okay, the left knee in the golf swing, the lead knee for the right-handed golfer. Really, you're trying to use more your core than you are your legs, but obviously your legs are the support to the ground. So I think it's reasonable to have opinions or feels or thoughts with your legs, but again, we're trying to use the core. First thing we'll tackle, does every top-notch player look about the same doing this? Let's check it out. So Sam Snead on the left there, Ernie Els on the right. Different clubs, but I only have so much video. The basic movement pattern of their lower bodies would be much the same regardless. Let's have a look here. Sam Snead, one of the all-time greats. There's a very pronounced bowing of the left knee, widening of the knees, if you like. Ernie Els, really not that look at all. Quite a bit straighter here, not nearly as bowed out. Let's just tick through a couple more. Classics on the left here, Arnold Palmer, you'll see quite a bit of bowing of the left knee there. That's very rotary lower body movement. Let's pick another. How about Justin Thomas? Long iron off a tee. Certainly some weight shift, but a little bit different look there than Mr. Palmer. And of course, these days we'd have to have a look at Scotty Scheffler. Let's have a look at him there. Nice look, good drive, weight drives, left knees a little out ahead of the left hip. But you see there's quite a variety. If I could put a quick plug in for Scratch Golf Academy, I'd love it if you'd go have a 14-day trial. There's a link at the bottom of the video. Browse all the categories, all the library of videos. We have no putting a credit card in, no tricks. Just go for a 14-day free trial. If you like it, we'd love to have you as a member. Thanks. So, despite the different looks, there's 2 things all top players are really achieving. Before we get in and have a quick look at those, because it's going to give you some good mental pictures as to what you're looking for when you look at your swing. Let's just say this, the job of the lower body coming down is to store energy and then release the club powerfully out towards the target. Let's have a look at a few more pros, give you some parameters, what these 2 things they're all doing. So the legend himself, Tiger Woods, there is top of the backswing, nice centered look. Watch if I draw a little line, say near his left hip, watch the movement towards the target. I want you also to notice how the belt buckle will actually get lower there. So there's a real movement this way. That is storing energy, and it is followed by a pushing up. Watch the pushing up through the ball. So watch him from this angle. Watch the gap between, say, this lad's legs and Tiger's lead hip. Down into the front leg, pressure into the ground. Now you'll start to see him snap the hip up. The weight goes back to that left heel a little bit there. Let's have a look at a couple of other examples. Let's say Rory McIlroy hitting some sort of a fairway wood, it looks like there. There's the move down and into the front leg. And once he's there, he's going to spring up and back. Weight probably going pretty quickly back into that left heel. Let's have a look. Justin Rose from behind. It's a great view to see this. Down and forward. Watch his hip move down towards that guy standing there. Looks like with his arms folded. Up he comes. And so you see it. These are the sorts of things you're looking. Let's have one more look at Rory hitting, say, a wedge here. Less pronounced with a wedge than, say, a long club, but there's the movement down, there's the movement back up and through. So it's an image I like. If you had something heavy in your hands, golf club, obviously, say it weighed 10 times what it weighs, take the golf ball away from it. You really had to throw this 10 or 12 yards with all the force you could muster. You would use the ground, you'd push in and you'd push up to try to get that heavy object going. You just see someone do that, they're going to hurt their back or not throw the thing very far. Okay, let's look at some specifics of some things we really want to do. A little drill here for you before we move on. Then there's 2 big pitfalls here at the end that we'll get into at the end of this video. Very briefly before we look at our specifics, thought a slow motion of my movement might be helpful. Again, very centered there. Definitely pressure going down in there, down in the left knee and hip, and then starting to move up and through. So in the backswing, as you swing back, the weight will begin to build up on this foot a little bit, but as the backswing completes, it's starting to move back this way, roughly under the arches, under the middle part of the foot. Very important, it should move directly across as much as possible at the very start of the downswing. Once I'm getting nearer impact, then I'm starting to push up, my hips coming around, and it's at that point it goes more into the heel. So good balance is critical. So great exercise. You can do this at home. Get a long iron on the ground. 5 irons about the longest iron now, but I've got it under the arches of my feet, a little more towards the back of the arches, right about under the base of the front of the ankle. And although I can touch either the balls of my feet or my heels on the ground, I'm much more aware of when I'm going one way or the other. Make some slow swings. Again, no deliberate attempt to shift weight, although weight will build there. But I feel as I go there and rehearse the first move down, I'm practicing that feeling of staying in balance. What will happen if you're going heel to toe and all that sort of stuff, what's going to happen? Your subconscious is going to start to shut your core and your legs down, try to get in balance so you can at least hit it. Not really the way to go. And that really leads us to our two pitfalls, number one of which is bad balance. As I just said, if your balance is poor, your ability to use the ground well, to use ground forces to create the things we've talked about, it's not going to be all that good. Could be a lot of reasons for that. Could be bad balance at address, clubs all over the place and out of position. Maybe you're just excessively thrusting at it. We're not tackling that in this video, but balance would be number one. Pitfall number two, and that is I see a lot of players shift their weight, sway. They get too far behind the golf ball going back. Great players, they might have a little bump to start with, but they're pretty much centered. You're either not going to get your weight across, and that's going to foul up the whole way your left knee and your weight shift works, or you're going to have to work so hard and move so much, that's more my tendency when I struggle, that it throws you off balance, etc. So staying nice and centered, staying nice and balanced allows you to be in a place where a moderate amount of movement will accomplish this. Now, I love the way Sam Snead's knee look. I just have always been a big Sam Snead fan. Unfortunately, my knee just doesn't quite look like that when I play golf, so I've had to come to terms with that a little bit. I'd like to be 6'3", look just like Paul Newman. That didn't work out either, so don't get obsessed over a certain player and how they look. As long as you're able to be dynamic, you have good balance, and you're able to get the job done of loading power, releasing power within the framework of the things we said. Whatever your left knee or lead knee looks like is most likely acceptable. Hope this helps.